Welcome to the magical Hoi An, Vietnam. Today we are diving into the heart of the lantern capital of the world and we get to experience its glowing culture. First we'll craft our very own lantern, a symbol of luck and light. Then hop into a traditional basket boat for a spin through the coconut palms. And then as the sun sets, we'll float a flower lantern down the Thu Bon River, making a wish as Hoi An lights up around us. So let's get into the video. Good morning, Vietnam. Welcome back to the vlogs. We are here in Hoi An and today we have got a lot planned. This morning we went down for breakfast. I had an English breakfast today, so I got my omelette back. We actually had one of the banh mi's too, which was very tasty. And then after that we had some sweets. And now we are going to be heading into the old town. So we've just got changed, showered, and ready to go. It did stop raining at one point, but unfortunately it has started raining again. You probably can't really see that. It's very fine rain though, so it's not that heavy compared to yesterday. So hopefully it should start to lay up as we walk out into the old town. So the place where we're going to be doing the lanterns is called Lantern Toi Tam. So we're just heading our way over there now. But it is looking a lot better, the weather at the moment. It's a bit warmer too, which is quite nice. And thankfully we don't need an umbrella right now because it's not really raining. Every so often it does a little bit of spitting, but that's about it. So we've decided we're going to do it the smaller of the size, but now we've got to decide whether we do a circular shape like this one or more of like a hot air balloon shape like that one. And we've got to pick a pattern too. Decided to opt to not do the painting because it's slightly more expensive, so we're just going to go for the pattern, and my painting is not great either. I do quite like the look of this one. I might try and find that fabric, or there's a white one here that's quite nice too. It's quite a hard decision to make, to be honest, and whether both Beth and I do the same shape or not. Because if we do the same shape, then it matches and it might look quite nice. But if we do different ones, then we can see both of the different shapes. But firstly, we've got to get the frame, which is like this. We've narrowed it down to these 5 choices. Beth's got 4 choices there on the other side. I'm thinking of going for either this one or the white one. I think this one's got more colour than that one, so we'll reject that one, we'll get rid of that one. I'm thinking I'd rather have that than that one, so we're going to reject that. So now the choice is out of the Hawaiian one, the white one, or the blue. The Hawaiian one maybe looks a little bit tacky, so we'll get rid of that one. Last 2. I think I'm going to go for this one on the left. It's got a little bit more colour than the white one. So yes, I'm selecting this one. So Beth has gone for this one, so it matches a little bit with the cranes and this blue colour. And then we've got to decide on the shape, and I've gone for the circle, and now Beth is just deciding what shape she wants. So firstly, we've got to put glue on 3 of the wooden stanchions. Put the fabric on, we've got to stretch it now around the lantern. Beth's been told off. Beth's been told that she's not doing a good job like me.
The circle shape made more difficult than this shape.
Oh, the circle's more difficult. Okay, so I picked the harder shape.
Right.
Oh no. I think that looks pretty good though. It's a good start. I've got to glue the 3 on the opposite side. So now I've got to stick the other half onto the lantern. There we go. So that's the other side done too. Got both halves. So the next job is to cut off the fabric along the bamboo line, but making sure that we don't cut off the string, which is part of the frame, otherwise that's going to break the lantern. So there we go, we've done the 2 halves, and now we've got to glue over another 3, and then we're going to stick one over the top basically, and then you've got to cut alongside it. So that's going to be the hard bit at the end when you're trying to match up the patterns. Now I've got to put the next bit of fabric onto the lantern, so I'm going to fold it in half and stick it on. So the last thing I've got to do is cut the last bits of fabric off. So I've got to cut down the middle and then cut up around the bamboo sticks. Then hopefully it should look nice and flush. And there we go. So I've managed to cut them all and stick them. They don't match, but they're not meant to match, so that's good. The next job is to cut off the top like this one here so that there's no overhanging fabric. Next we've got to glue a line down the middle of these strips and they'll be stuck around the lantern at the top and the bottom. So just got to put a little bit on, not too much. She keeps having to wipe a load of glue off mine. There we go. So just glue them both together. So the next job is to glue this onto the top. Let's find out which way is best. I think it's that way anyway. I'll try and get the pink flowers with the pink to make the girls wink. There we go. That was pretty good. Top one done. Now I've got to do the bottom. And there we go, that is the bottom done too. So the lantern's looking pretty good. So now I've got to pick out of this box one of the tassels which I'd like. So I've got to decide which colour. Don't know whether to go, I don't know if the pink would look good as well. The pink, white, yellow. So I think we're going to go for the white tassel on this one. I think that looks best. It was either white or yellow. We've gone for white. So I've got to put the bead inside this clip and then go down. So it looks like that. All the way to the bottom. And that goes in the middle. Finished.
Okay.
Beautiful. There we go. Look at that, looks pretty good. I'm quite happy with that one. And there we go, we have finished. So they both look really good. This one's mine with the circular one. Do a little spin for you. And then this is Beth's, the hot air balloon sort of shape. Both look really good, to be fair. And we'll definitely have them hung up in our house at some point. We're probably going to come back when we come to Hoi An and buy another load of these just to hang around the house. You'll see our house will be completely Asian themed by the time you get back rather than colourless. That was so much fun. You definitely got to give it a go if you do ever come here. It was 360,000, which is around £12, so it's really cheap too, and that's for both of them, which is great. We're now going to head back to the hotel. The sun has come out. There is a little bit of blue sky too. And then we're going to head over to the bamboo boat. But I need to put some sun cream on and the sunglasses maybe. First time I've had to do that whilst I've been here in Vietnam. We've dropped the lanterns off, sun creamed up, and we've now booked a grab taxi to take us to the basket boats. We have arrived at the basket boat location, so it cost us around 70,000 to get the taxi here, which is just over £2. It's got a cool little entrance here. And then, I don't know what everyone's waiting for, toilets. We'll carry on going forwards. Lots of little shops as you walk in, dresses. Bit of a vibe going on in here. Loads of people dancing in the basket boats, you can see just through there. And it's like a right party going on in here, but we managed to barter it down. They started off at 500,000 for us both, and we managed to get it down to 250,000 for us both to go on this boat ride. So that's about £8, just over £8, so pretty cheap really. I don't know how long it's going to be, but hopefully it'll be a decent amount of time. And we are on the boat, here we go, going down the river. Got a little driver here that's taking us round. There's just hundreds of the boats all the way around here. It's quite funny, everyone's like dancing around, it's good vibes. It's like dodgems around here. About to go into a boat here. The boats are quite cool. You're basically sat in what is like a basket, and then you can like bump into other people. And she's taking us on a little tour now. I think it's called like a coconut tour or something. But there's loads of different places that you can stop off for food and drinks along the side too with the boats. So yeah, it's just quite cool. We've now been told to put our life jackets on in this section, so I'm not sure what's about to happen, but I'm hoping we stay on the boat. So, someone's lost their head. So we're now going down the side of here to see some coconut trees bumping into other baskets. But apparently these are coconut trees, so hopefully we can see some later on. It is a really weird technique that they use. I don't know how they're pulling us forward like this. It's sort of like a swooping motion rather than, you know, usually you have just one on each side and that's how you move it forwards. But because it's circular, it's quite a strange movement that they're using. It is like Pipe Vibes collision. Oh, big hit, big hit. It's so funny, there's loads of people basically on platforms with a massive speaker singing songs, and people obviously just stop off, have a quick dance, and they get paid too, I'm guessing. People like giving them tips and stuff, so that's how they make the money. But look, it's a great fun, it's a very big party atmosphere. That looks crazy. Right, here we go. We're in the ring. Best there on the other side. We're about to be spun around. Jesus. Oh my god, feel dizzy away. Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh my god. This is crazy. Oh my god. Oh my god. Not for those who feel seasick at all. This is crazy. Oh my god, so dizzy now. I don't even know if that video is any good. I couldn't see half of it, I feel. God. Yeah, that was good, good.
I wonder they only do 1 minute.
Yeah, any longer than 1 minute and I'll be thrown up off the side. Jesus Christ. God, I don't know how we're going to get back on the other boat. I'm so dizzy now. Let's watch Beth just go straight off. Oh, we're back on this boat again, thankfully. God, I feel sick. It was less than a minute. Well, no, it was about a minute to be fair. And it cost 200 dong, which is around £6. So it is quite expensive. But I suppose they can just charge what you want because once you're there, there's nothing else you can do. They initially tried to charge us, I think it was like 300, isn't it? Which is like a tenner just for a minute, but we did manage to get it down in the end to 200, which is good. But now I think we're heading back towards the dock. Funny because you can see that some of the locals here just have their own basket boats go up and down the river. Right, we've made it back to the party, so we're getting back off, docking here, and then we're going to head our way back to the hotel. And we are back in the room feeling 10 times worse than when we left. So it cost around 68,000 a taxi to get back, which is around £2.10. But that spinning boat honestly made me feel so sick, and now I still feel sick and dizzy right here. But definitely recommend doing it. Once in a lifetime opportunity to go and do that on the basket boats. I don't know whether they do it anywhere else, but we thought it was good fun, although they absolutely rinse you there. So they try and charge us 500,000 dong firstly just to get on the boat for 20 minutes. Then we had to barter that down, and just as we were going to leave, they were like, okay, no, we'll do 250. But then take you around, then you get to a point where there's just people on their own and they're spinning you around. He tried to charge us, I think it was 300,000 for the both of us, which is like £10 for a 1 minute spin, which is crazy. And then we managed to get it down to 200, but it felt like you weren't going to be able to get it much lower than that, but maybe we got rinsed there too. And then once you get back, they're like, oh, do you want to tip the driver too? And we were like, what? How expensive can all these things get? I mean, I feel bad because the driver obviously doesn't really get to see any of the money, so you feel like you should tip them. But after how much we spent, we thought we can't just be spending money willy-nilly like that. But we're now going to chill out in the room, sort of recover from that spin because we're still feeling really sick. And then we'll head out to the old town again, and hopefully we can go in the boat and let off some lanterns onto the water. So we've chilled out in the room for a while now, and it's nice because our bellies have settled after that spin and we're feeling much better. And we're going to head out now into the old town to a Hoi An street food cuisine. So hopefully this should taste pretty good. There's some music going on outside. I don't really know what's going on, to be honest, but I'm going to take my drone too, and hopefully we can get some cool shots of all the lanterns and lantern boats later on. And after about a 15-minute walk, we have arrived in the restaurant. And it's actually a really lovely, quaint restaurant. Beth will show you around now. So the Old Town Street is literally just out that door and window there. And you can see some lanterns and a pretty purple tree too. And then the main bar area and all the rest of the restaurant is down there. But food looks absolutely delicious. It's just arrived, and we have got the noodle and shrimp, the pork and shrimp noodles. We've got a papaya salad, obviously not looking as good as the papaya salad which we made the other day. The salad to go with the noodles, and the salad to go with Beth's vegetarian cow lao. So the food is very colourful, looks delicious too. I also ordered a mango smoothie. Now let's give my noodles a try. So we obviously had what Beth had yesterday, the cow lao, and that was really nice. So I'm hoping the noodles taste just as good. Thank you. So the white rose dumplings have now just arrived. Yes, thank you. And it's got the dip there too to go with that, so we'll give those a try, but I got them again because they tasted so good yesterday. Noodles are nice, not as nice as the cow lao though, so I might be stealing some of Beth's, but they are very nice. And now let's try one of these white rose dumplings. Are they going to be as good as yesterday's? That is the question. Wow, there. The outside just fell out like the middle. They are good. White rose dumpling has to be my favourite Hoi An Cuisine so far. But yeah, we're now just going to finish off all the food, and then we'll be heading over to the lanterns to go and let some out onto the river. So I've just finished our food, and it came to 406,000 dong in the end, which is around £12.63, so fairly normal in terms of prices. It was delicious. Beth gave it a 9 out of 10 in terms of restaurants, whereas I thought the noodles weren't amazing, but the white rose dumplings were incredible. And then after that, we headed over to the post office where Beth sent her second postcard to her grandma, which cost 32,000. And now we're heading over to the lantern boats, where hopefully we'll get some really cool views and we'll get to put a lantern in the water. On the way to the boats, we bought some more bug spray for 135,000, which is around £4.20. So we've got some more of that too to add onto the money. Beth's just making her wish now as she puts the lantern into the water, and there it goes. It's floating off. And now I'm going to make my wish as I put the lantern in the water. They're together. They've gone together. We've just finished our boat ride, which cost 200,000, and we were very disappointed. We basically got onto an engine boat, which took us away from where all the lanterns were being done, and then it came back, let off 2 lanterns by the dock, and then sailed back in. So it was a little bit disappointing, waste of money. So definitely don't pay for the ones on the way in where they're engine boats, because they take you away from... Bloody hell, that shocked me then. I did not see them two coming. But yeah, so we were disappointed with that. But what we thought we'd do is basically try out one of the boats which don't have an engine, where they've got someone rowing them, and seeing what that's like, and seeing how much we can get it for too. And then we'll rate the 2 experiences, and we'll tell you which is better. But I'm hoping that this one will be a lot better, because the one we've just done was pretty poor. So it cost us 170,000 to do the rowboat, and it's a lot calmer. We can actually hear each other now, whereas the engine boat you can barely hear each other. But we've also got 1 candle this time. There was no point in buying 2. So we've got our 1 candle to make our 1 wish, and here's all the other boats too going around. So it's a lovely view. All the restaurants which we go to are lined around the river. So on that left-hand side is the main old town, and then on the right-hand side, where the boat is just there, is where the night market is, and it's sort of like a little island that's off the Hoi An old town, but it is still part of Hoi An. And there's loads of nice restaurants and bars on there too, and there's loads of people. It's quite busy here compared to a lot of the places. And people are constantly heckling you to try and get you into their food place, or to get you on these boats. These boats, there's so many people trying to get you on them, and I think it's because they sell the candles things after. But they start at 30, but we managed to barter it down and got it to 15 in the end. There we go, Beth and I have made our 1 last wish. We've let the candle float, hopefully into the distance. Hopefully we don't just run over it, because that would be pretty ironic if we did that. And that is it. So definitely do not make the same mistake that we did with the lanterns. Go further in, go to the ones where there's actually people rowing, rather than with the engine, because the engines aren't allowed in that area and will take you off course, and you're basically looking at a pitch black river, rather than going with all the other lanterns and the lantern boats, and you get the views of all the restaurants and bars too. So it's really pretty. Definitely do that one, and it is cheaper, only 170,000 too. And with the candles too, it came to 185,000. So definitely recommend that. On the way back, Beth bought Sprite, another 25,000 added to our tally. But I do hope you all enjoyed the vlog. We did a lot of cool things, starting off with making some lanterns. Definitely recommend doing that. One of the favourite activities that we have done so far. Second one, it was the bamboo boat. Unfortunately, that wasn't amazing. I just feel like we got rinsed of money there for no reason. I feel like it wasn't that amazing. The spinny thing made me feel ill, so you could probably go and do it once, but I definitely wouldn't go back to do that one. And then the lanterns at the end of the day were good fun. It was very pretty to see them all. However, it did get very busy in that area, and there's a lot of heckling going on. So if you don't like that sort of thing, maybe try and steer clear of it. But we are going to be heading off to bed in just a moment. But if you did enjoy that one, you should go and check out yesterday's vlog, where we got to explore the whole of Hoi An, experiencing some of the culture and trying some amazing Vietnamese food. There is definitely one sandwich that you need to try whilst you are here in Vietnam. Or you can go and check out all the other vlogs in the worldwide vlog playlist. So I'll see you all in tomorrow's vlog, where we'll be heading over to Sun World in Da Nang.